The NFL is completely rigged and scripted. Patrick Mahomes can improve his postseason record to 11-3 when he wins the Super Bowl. It is Len Dawson that went 11-3 in his only season as the quarterback of the Dallas Texans before they moved to Kansas City. Played a total of 14 games. The Eagles will win one out of four Super Bowls as a franchise. They were the Dallas Texans. And the Eagles will fall to 1-3 in the Super Bowl. Dallas is gematria of 13. That connects to Len Dawson's 11-3 record in his only season quarterbacking the Chiefs while they were the Dallas Texans. That's why Patrick Mahomes goes 11-3 in the postseason. That's why it's completely scripted. 29 touchdowns. The AFC is going to win again. Mahomes is gematria 29, for example. So this was the final season of the Dallas Texans before they moved to Kansas City. So 11-3 in the regular season, completely rigged, completely scripted by the numbers. So 16 total games, 15 and 16. It's a total of 14 games in the regular season with the bye week. So 12-3. 12-3. The Dallas Texans finished that season. It is Indianapolis, where coach Nick Sirianni came from. Indianapolis is under 23. He's going to lose the Super Bowl. They won the AFC title game over the Houston Oilers. From Houston, the Phillies lost the championship series to Houston. Houston has the number one pick this year. That's how it was scripted and synced up with 1962. The Oilers are now based in Tennessee. The Eagles have two players from the Titans, A.J. Brown, Arthur Juan Brown, has gematria of 69. Atlanta was the last time an NFL regular season MVP won the Super Bowl. Atlanta's gematria 69 be the Eagles' 69th loss since Andy Reid lost this, since their last playoff loss over at the city of Glendale when they lost to the Cardinals 32-25. And their punter is also from the Tennessee Titans, Brett Kern. So this is all connected to Len Dawson's title with the Houston Oilers. So completely rigged, completely scripted. Where's number 13? 1-3 in the Super Bowl, the Eagles. Could see a punt block. I'm not ruling it out. Brett Allen Kern is gematria of MVP, gematria of the Cardinals. Brett Kern is also gematria of Patrick Mahomes' postseason record with the victory. Len Dawson's quarterback victory with the Cowboys in his only season in Dallas. So with that being said, the Chiefs are going to win the first Super Bowl since the death of Len Dawson. He played with the Chiefs. He played with the Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys are your next Super Bowl champion right after the death of Len Dawson. His death is going to connect to the championship of the Dallas Cowboys. It's going to connect to the next championship of the Dallas Cowboys. It's the Texans that's gematria 116, the Dallas Texans. It is Prescott that's gematria 116 and 35. Cowboys can win the Super Bowl next year. In Super Bowl 50, I've predicted this over 7 years in advance. 62 prior seasons, the 62 AFL Championship, Len Dawson's death, Len Dawson, number 16. Dak is gematria of 16. The Cowboys have lost 7 consecutive divisional round appearances. Dak is gematria of 7. That streak's going to come to an end next year. The Dallas Cowboys postseason record since their last championship: 1-3, 1-4, 1-6, 2-7, 3-8, 3-9, 4-10, 4-11, 5-11, 5-12, I guess. Now, what's interesting here is that Mike McCarthy is he's gonna be 4-2 as coach when he wins the Super Bowl. 4-2 in the playoffs with the Cowboys. 2-2, 3-2, a lot like the gematria Kansas City, a lot like the Chiefs 3-2 Super Bowl record. Chiefs gematria 32, Jason Kelsey gematria 32. The Cowboys will be 4-2 in the Super Bowl. Mike McCarthy's gonna be 4-2 in the postseason with the Cowboys when he wins the Super Bowl next year, because it's Dak Prescott that has gematria of 42. Glendale, Arizona was the last Super Bowl before Super Bowl 58. And Tempe, Arizona has gematria of Len Dawson's final year, with the Dallas Texans. His only season with the Dallas Texans before they moved to Kansas City. So that was an AFL championship for Len Dawson that season. And he played 28 prior games in the regular season before 1962. It's the 28th AFC Championship victory. It's completely rigged. 57 completion percentage, Super Bowl 57. It's all rated by numbers. It's all script. Len Dawson died. He died on August 24th of of 2022. So 87 years of age. Time duration from his day of death. His day of death in 2022. 2023, February the 12th, 2023. Is a time span of 172 days. That's gematria of Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City Chiefs gematria of 172. The Chiefs win the Super Bowl this year. Andy Reid passes Tom Landry with his 22nd coaching victory. En route to the Super Bowl, Tom Landry coached the Cowboys. Cowboys are the next winner. It's connected to Tom Landry, Andy Reid passing Tom Landry, and the Cowboys are going to win next year. Tom Landry's gematria 41. It is what is it? ASU is gematria 41. That's where they last won the championship over at the city of Tempe, the Dallas Cowboys. Tempe, Arizona, and Patrick Mahomes wins the prior Super Bowl, and that's connected to Len Dawson and his 11-3 record. So February the 2nd and February the 11th of 2024. He died on the 24th day. Len Dawson, 8-24, add up to 32, 3-2 in the Super Bowl of Kansas City Chiefs. It's Dawson, that's gematria of 76. Played with the Dallas Texans, the Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs win the Super Bowl, and then Dallas wins the following season. The 62 seasons can be connected to the opponent, the Pegula family. Pegula is gematria of 62. That's connected to the Buffalo Bills. So, for number 16, 1 year, the 6 month since his death is going to be that particular Super Bowl. weeks later, 76 weeks, 4 days. The Las Vegas Raiders are the host. Gematria 76. And Dawson is Gematria 76 in 22. So, Dak Prescott and company are going to be winning the scripted Super Bowl championship at Las Vegas to become 6-3 in the Super Bowl to improve to 9-6 in the NFC Championship game. Dak Prescott is 2-4 in his postseason record. 6 games, 2 wins is connected to Len Dawson, his 1 year playing in Dallas. 1-3 in the divisional rounds. 4 games, 1 win. ASU Gematria 41, Tom Landry Gematria 41. It's Super Bowl, that's Gematria 41. His first divisional game against Green Bay Gematria 41, that game-winning field goal. So Dak Prescott, this is going to be 5 wins in 8 games en route to winning Super Bowl 58 for the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys Gematria 58. Dallas Cowboys is Gematria 43. Which is interesting when we talk about the Buffalo Bills making the Super Bowl next year. Will they be the number 1 seed or will they not? So, the Buffalo Bills, when they, they could lose because Dallas Cowboys Gematria 43, but seven appearances and 5 victories could connect to Allegiant Stadium in a way. But Dak Prescott being 5-4 in the Super Bowl, it's worth noting that it's 5-4 in the postseason, I should say. Vegas Gematria 54 and Bills is Gematria 54. So that's why Dak Prescott is going to be 5-4 in the postseason with a victory. So five wins in 8 games, Super Bowl 58, 5-4 in the postseason. He's not going to play in the wild card. He's going to be 5-4 in the playoffs right after he wins the Super Bowl. Dallas Texans won that scripted championship. His first championship was in Dallas. That's why the next team after the Chiefs this year is going to be the Dallas Cowboys. They're known as the Dallas Texans. Dallas Texans is Gematria 33. Len Dawson is going to be the gematria of 6 playoff games for Mike McCarthy and 4 victories. And 72 is gematria of Glendale, Arizona. So, the first Super Bowl since the death of Len Dawson is at Arizona. Dallas Cowboys, their last championship is at Arizona. Don't win at Arizona, but the year after winning at Arizona is when the Dallas Cowboys are going to win. For the first time since Super Bowl 30. It's interesting that Cleveland asked gematria 33 as well. Now, what's interesting about Len Dawson being drafted in the year 57, Super Bowl 57, he was drafted by the Steelers. The Cowboys' last championship occurred against the Steelers. That's going to tie into the riddle for the Cowboys' next Super Bowl championship. It'd be Mike McCarthy's 24th postseason game as a coach. 23 prior postseason games to make it to Las Vegas. Las Vegas, Gematria 23, Tempe, Gematria of 23, the Cowboys' last scripted Super Bowl championship. $17, that's 34, that's 44, that's 50 regular season games, 67. 72 prior playoff games. Game number 73 of the Cowboys in the Super Bowl. Reid, Dawson in Glendale, Arizona. Gematria 72. Very interesting. Now let's go to Super Bowl 30. Between the team that drafted Len Dawson. So, 27 years without winning. That's significant to the 27 points. 28th day, right after the AFC's 28th Super Bowl championship, the Cowboys are going to win. This is year 96 when the Cowboys win again. They're going to win the NFC Championship game. Their 15th NFC Championship game. Larry Brown was the MVP of that game. Larry Brown. It is Larry Brown as Gematria 56. That's Gematria of the Vegas Raiders having Gematria 56. Your Super Bowl host for next year. Larry's Gematria of Raiders are hosting the Super Bowl, and Brown is going to connect to 27 years without winning for the Cowboys. Remember how Buffalo is Gematria 27. He's number 24 too. That's very interesting. He'll be 54 years of age on November the 30th. Very interesting. He played for the Cowboys and the Raiders, and the Raiders are hosting the Super Bowl next year. Just very interesting how scripted this really is once we get to this point next year on the 42nd day of the year. So, it's going to be a very interesting riddle, to say the least, as we head to next season. No college stats. That's very weird. He played 19 games with the Steelers. Cowboys' last championship with the Steelers. No, that's not 19 weeks later. 16 and 17. 16 and 17. Remember. Dak Gematria 16. Let's see the scripted interception for the Cowboys' Reid championship. Oh, wasn't an interception returned for a touchdown? My bad. Well, and of course, 28 completions, 28th AFC Super Bowl victory, 23 passing attempts for Troy Aikman. Las Vegas, Gematria 23, a long of 23 for Emmitt Smith. Raiders last championship, Super Bowl 18 right there. Michael Irvin, 76 yards. Dawson, Gematria 76. Oh, 77 interception yards right there. Wonder how the 11-3 connects to the Cowboys next year, to be honest. Maybe the playoff record, since moving into the new stadium, to get the list of Cowboy seasons. That's going to say something, too. That's going to say something about Mr. Dawson here. Okay, so that scripted game against the Eagles. Where are we at? 1-1, 2-2, 2-3, like Las Vegas, Jumanji 23, Tempe, 3-4, 3-5, Dak Prescott, 4-5, 4-6. The Cowboys are gonna have a 7-6 playoff record since moving into Jerry World. Jerry's Jumanji 76, same Jumanji as Dawson. Inaugural Super Bowl quarterback, won a championship in his only season in Dallas with the Chiefs. That's your connection here to what we talked about with the 76 weeks from the time of the death of Len Dawson in 2022 to the day of the scripted Super Bowl championship. So 76 week right here. 7-6, 7th playoff win since moving to Jerry World. 13th game since Jerry World. Dallas Texans 13. It's on.